Approximately 50% of tourists only get one day in Curaçao. They hop off a cruise, walk around Punda, maybe grab a quick cocktail, and then they're gone. But if you have more time, trust me, you need to get out and explore more. Don't get me wrong, Willemstad is stunning, and some of the more popular beaches are great. But if you never leave the tourist hotspots, you're not getting the real Curaçao. So in this video, I'm sharing the ultimate adventure guide to the island of Curaçao, packed with the best experiences that most tourists don't get to see. I'm going to break it all down, starting close to Willemstad and working our way out, so that no matter how long you're on the island, you know exactly what to add to your itinerary. Jumping right in with something that you might have a view of from your cruise ship, and it is a kayak tour in Curaçao Reef Mangrove Park. This is a relatively small park area filled with native mangroves, and it's $15 per person to enter, and there's a lovely boardwalk you can walk around, or you can pay $25 per person to do that and have a guided kayak tour. So I highly recommend the kayak option. It is much better value and a lot more fun. You'll spend about 1 hour on a super relaxed kayak tour around the mangrove with a guide who can explain everything about the native flora and fauna. It's super laid back and chill, so you don't have to be stressed with whether you'll be fit enough for it. I've never done a kayak tour before because the idea of doing one at sea scares me a little, but the water there is perfectly calm. Activity number 2 is for anyone on the island on a Thursday, because on Thursday nights, the area of Willemstad known as Punda comes to life. Every single week on a Thursday, they have a weekly mini festival called Punda Vibes. Between approximately 6 and 10 a.m, the streets of Punda come alive. It's the busiest we saw Willemstad in our entire 2 weeks on the island. Shops and restaurants will stay open late. There's craft stalls on the streets, there'll be dancers, live music, and at 8:15 approximately, they put on a little mini fireworks show. Activity number 3 is something I do in every new destination I visit, and it is a guided walking tour, preferably with a local. We booked ours through Get Your Guide. It was €28 per person for a 3-hour walking tour, and it was so good. Our guide's name was Mr. Hamilton. He's a local from the island, and the history he was able to give us of Willemstad and the whole island made all of the remaining experiences we had for the rest of our trip that much better. Especially for your first time visiting an area, a walking tour like this from a local, you can learn so much. You can ask them all of your questions, figure out things you couldn't find an answer to online, get all of their recommendations on where to get food, where to have drinks, hidden beaches on the island, find out where the locals go. And Get Your Guide is always where I go to find these experiences. It's such an easy platform to use, and they always have such a variety of experiences and adventures to choose from. So if you'd like to check it out, I highly recommend downloading their app, which you can do so with the link in my description, and get 10% off your first experience. Next up, we have an experience that's quite close to the airport. The car park here actually has a pretty good viewing point of the runway for anyone who might like to just sit and watch planes take off like I do. And that is the Hato Caves. It's $10 per person here to enter for a guided tour of the caves. Pretty short tour. I think it lasted about 30 minutes for us. Most of the areas inside the caves you're not allowed to photograph or take any videos. They have dedicated spots where you are. This one might be real hit and miss. If you're interested in geology, then it's a fun one to do. If you're not interested in that kind of thing, maybe skip it. To get better value for your money, they also have some walking trails on the land there, so you can spend a little bit more time in the area. It was very hot when we were there, so we didn't do the walks. Also a note on the heat, it can get very hot and humid inside the caves, but they do have quite a number of fans scattered throughout, and on the day we visited, that was more than enough. It didn't feel any hotter than it was outside. Something I do almost everywhere I travel, especially anytime I'm going to an island, is a sunset boat cruise / tour. We went with Irie Sunset Cruises. I'll add the price on the screen here because I don't remember exactly what it was, but included in that price was an open bar with a number of different cocktails, including cocktails with blue Curaçao. If you haven't already tried it while you're on the island, you can do it on this boat tour. The tour is essentially just a tour of the coast of the island. You don't stop anywhere, you don't get off for swims. It's very much a chill sunset vibe, have a few drinks, chill on the boat. And you also get what they call some snacks. So it's definitely not a full meal. The things we had were a cheese ball, there were meatballs, and there was also chicken skewers. So definitely don't rely on it for your evening meal. You will still be hungry afterwards. Next up is one of my favorite activities from my entire trip. If you're on the island on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday, you have to check this one out. And it is a visit to one of the dog rescue centres on the island called Resuce Paws. Completely free to visit on the weekends between 10 and 12. That's when visitors are allowed into the centre. And all they ask is that you bring some donation of some kind. They have a list on their website of the particular things that they need at the moment, so you can just go to a local supermarket, pick up some dog food and bring that with you. When you arrive, you'll first have a volunteer give you a tour of the whole centre, show you all of the dogs, tell you the story of what they do, and it's just incredible the work and the positive impact that they're having on the island. You will likely see stray dogs on the island while you're there, and not only do the rescue centre rescue dogs, take them to the centre and then adopt them out, they'll also take care of dogs that are still on the street. They acknowledge that for some dogs, living on the streets might be the better option than taking them into captivity, so they have dedicated areas around the island where they'll go and feed the dogs, and they also have a mobile ambulance now. They can go out and take care of dogs all across the island. So what they're doing is really, really incredible. They have approximately 450 adoptions a year, which I think is an incredible number. But the reason you might want to visit is because you can go and just cuddle puppies. So they let visitors in to help socialize the dogs. So there's a number of dedicated pens that you're allowed into, play with the dogs and to cuddle with them. Some of the small puppies just want to be cuddled. They'll just fall asleep in your lap. It's a very, very wholesome way to spend your morning. But it really was one of my favorite days of our whole 2-week trip. If you're a dog lover, definitely add it to your itinerary. Next up, we have a real bucket list adventure that I got to tick off, and that is scuba diving. Obviously, that area of the world is known for incredible scuba diving and snorkeling, of course. So we decided to take that off our bucket list and do an introduction to scuba diving session. So that's the one session that you can do without any kind of certification. We did it with a company called Sublime Scuba. It was amazing. Our entire experience, top to bottom. I would highly recommend them. We paid $95 per person. So I've repeatedly called them Sublime Scuba instead of Sublime Diving throughout this video, so ignore that. The business is called Sublime Diving Curaçao. It's one of the best experiences of my life. I had to keep reminding myself that this is real life, that I'm actually seeing this. Don't have any footage from it, unfortunately, but here's some footage from the area that Sublime Scuba kindly provided for me. We saw an incredible array of fish and marine life. We saw turtles, eels, pufferfish, stonefish. It's just so many among like really beautiful reefs. And we actually did our scuba off of the beach that is the Turtle Beach. So we got to see turtles further out, deeper out in the water, that weren't being enticed there with the fish, scraps from the fishermen, and they also weren't the crowds that you get when you snorkel at Turtle Beach. It's kind of ticking off 2 activities in one. There are obviously a ton of businesses to choose from on the island. Check their reviews. Some have some pretty bad reviews. So that's ultimately how we made our decision, but I do highly recommend Sublime Scuba. So going from the water to the mountains next, to Cristofell Mountain National Park. There's a $15 per person entry to this national park, and we chose to do the hike to the summit of Cristofell Mountain. So the park opens at 6 a.m. So we arrived at bang on 6 a.m. to get in as early as possible to try beat some of the heat for our hike. And they actually prevent people from starting the hike any later than 10 a.m. because of the heat. And the park closes at 2. From my experience, I definitely recommend starting that early if you can. The earlier you start, the less heat you'll have to deal with and the fewer crowds that there are. The entire hike took us about 3 hours. The views from the top are amazing. 360 views of practically the entire island. It's absolutely worth the climb in the heat and the humidity. I did vlog my entire hike and do a guide to it, so if you'd like to watch that, watch this video next. Last but not least, of course, we have to talk about the beaches and the snorkeling. Curaçao is home to some of the most incredible snorkeling I've ever experienced. So really quickly, some of my favorite spots for snorkeling were Playa Lagoon, Tugboat Beach, and Kokomo Beach. But definitely check out my beach guide video next for all of the best spots, tips, and where to find the clearest waters and most vibrant marine life. And there you have it. So whether you're in Curaçao for 1 day, 1 week, or 2 weeks like I did, there's so much to do on the island. So get out there and explore beyond the main tourist spots and experience some of that real Curaçao. If you can, it's so worth renting a car and exploring on your own. You can have all of these experiences without the crowds of a tour bus. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a like, leave me a comment so we can have a chat, and subscribe for more. I hope you have a joyful week, and I'll catch you in the next adventure.